Hey everybody, welcome to week 3. I'm excited to get started for a new week this week. So let's see, what is your first job? Yes, just like every week, your very first job is to get your course schedule printed and to watch this video, which you are already doing. Yay! So print out your course schedule so you can keep track of all of the assignments for the week and which day it is and all of that. Let's start with Monday. So on Monday, the first thing you're going to do is you are going to do a voice thread. The voice thread is called 4 Metacognitive Texts. I'm going to be going over each of these texts with you, but you are going to be doing some work with them before I go over them. So that is why we're doing it in a voice thread. Remember, when I ask you to comment in the voice thread, in order to receive credit, you need to make a comment when I tell you to. What you will need for the voice thread is you're going to need this Metacognitive Comprehension and Fix-Up Strategies booklet. So that is something that I would encourage you to print. This is a resource that you can use. We're also going to be using it in the I think it's next week when we talk about difficult texts. So this is something that is worth printing so you have it as a resource for the rest of the semester. You're also probably going to want the texts called 4 Metacognitive Texts. They are all of these things are in the Monday folder along with everything you need for that voice thread is in the folder. Okay, so the next thing, so that's the first thing you're going to do is this voice thread. The next thing you're going to do is you have a short text. It's right here in its entirety. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 paragraphs. It's called I Am Always a Fiction, a Mosaic, a Memory. We all are. And you are going to read and annotate this and hand this into the assignment folder. So you're going to do a voice thread and you're going to read and annotate this text, and that's all you have to do for Monday. Then on Tuesday you have another voice thread, and this voice thread is going to introduce you how to do responsive reading. So if you remember during the first week and even last week, we talked about study reading, and we talked about study reading chapter 1, vocabulary in context. So all of you did that, and I threw you right under the bus, and you had to read the directions and figure it out, and then after you got done doing it, trying it out, you had to go back and watch a video where I do the study read right in front of you, so you can see my thought process and that you could revise your study read. And I want to talk to you a little bit about purpose. When you were doing your study read, the purpose was to learn the author's message. What you were trying to do was translate the author's message from the textbook into notes, which is your outline, and into a summary, which is your own words. But you're not changing any of the messages. You're just translating it from what the words that the authors used into your own words. The ideas stay the same. No opinion. What you thought about vocabulary and context didn't matter. You were just trying to translate the author's ideas into a simpler language so you could understand it. And the purpose was to learn that information. That helps you when you take a test, for example. So this week, we're not going to do a study read. We're going to do a responsive reading. And the responsive reading has a procedure just like the study reading, and even some of the procedures are the same. But the purpose is different. The purpose for a responsive reading is for you to analyze the text and for you to tell how you think about the text. So your opinions, your conclusions, what you think about the text is what drives this assignment. So you can see there are 2 different purposes, just like when we talked about the house essay, and you could read it like a burglar, or you could read it like a realtor and you had those two different perspectives and you had different outcomes, same thing here. When you have the first outcome of a study read, that is to just understand what the author's trying to say, not change it in any way and not react to it in any way. Just learn what the author's going to say. And then responsive reading is interpreting and using your opinion and drawing conclusions about the world based on your reading. So it's all about what you think about the reading. Okay? So you're going to do this voice thread, which will introduce you and teach you how to do a responsive reading. And this is another procedure. It's in your procedure packet. It would be a good idea to have your procedure packet out and ready when you're going through this voice thread. You're going to be doing an essay called Learning is a Learned Behavior. It's out of Harvard Business Review. And so we're going to be using that in the voice thread as well. It's going to get you started on your study, on your responsive reading. You're also going to need this vocabulary worksheet. And I'm going to get you started on your responsive reading assignment, which is Learning is a Learned Behavior. And then you're going to finish it and you're going to write a reflection paper and hand all of that in. You're going to hand in annotations, you're going to hand in your vocabulary worksheet, and you're going to hand in a reflection paper. All of those three things in the same assignment folder. Okay, so this voice thread will take you through how to do this assignment. So it's going to be really important for you to do this voice thread before you ask me questions about it, because I am going to explain the whole assignment in this voice thread. And again, remember, how you get credit for your voice thread is to leave comments when I ask you to leave comments. Okay, so that's Tuesday. You're just going to work on that responsive reading on Tuesday. Okay, Wednesday you have a quiz. It is a 10-point quiz. This quiz will be, the content will be about content clues from chapter 1. You've done a study read on it. You've revised that study read. You watched a video of me going through that whole chapter, and you've done a practice quiz last week on context clues. This is going to be a summative quiz. You will be open for 24 hours. So this will open on Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. and it will close on Thursday morning at 8 a.m. So you are not going to be able to have any wiggle room with this one. You have to do it on Wednesday, and if you don't get it done before 8 o'clock a.m. on Thursday, it will close and you will no longer have the opportunity to take this quiz. So you have to do this at some point on Wednesday. It's only open for 24 hours. Okay, so that's Wednesday. That's the only thing you have to do on Wednesday. Then on Thursday, remember this from Monday? I'm just going to click back to Monday here. Monday, I said you had to do an annotation of I'm Always a Fiction, right? And you had to hand that into the assignment folder. Well, that assignment folder is going to close at 8 a.m. on Thursday because I'm going to go over that whole text with you in this video on Thursday. So your assignment has to be done and handed in before 8 a.m. on Thursday, and then make sure you have your annotated copy available. So I'm just going to tell you, whenever you do an assignment and you have to save it or whatever, make sure that you are saving it into a folder either on your hard drive or in your 365 account that is labeled reading, so you can find your assignments. Because a lot of times you're going to do the assignment and then I'm going to go over the assignment in a video, and I want you to have your original assignment available. I know some of you were having trouble last week because you didn't save your study read from chapter 1. Thank goodness you had to hand it in, and so I had to download it, save it, and email it back to some of you so you had your original in order for you to do the revision. So please make sure that you're saving your work so you can access it again in case we go over it in a video, which is what you're going to be doing this week. So your annotations for I'm Always a Fiction need to be handed into the assignment folder, but also need to be saved onto your hard drive or in your 365 account so you have it. And so then on Thursday, you can pull it up and you'll have it there, and then you can keep your work available so you can follow along with the video and you can make corrections or take notes and learn from my Think Aloud. Because that's the point, right? I want you to do it first, and then I'm going to go over it and you can take notes so you learn what you're missing. So make sure you have that, and then that's the only thing you have to do on Thursday is to just go over that assignment on this video. So that is the whole week. I think I covered everything, and if you have questions, don't hesitate to email me, and have a lovely, lovely week 3, and I'll see you in the next presentation.